You would think that people would learn from Queensryche. You would think. But the news that's been abuzz today, the news that will no doubt take over some of our mindsets over the course of the next couple of months to maybe however long this takes, is the fact that Immortal is now going through the same legal battle, or similar legal battle, as the band I just mentioned, Queensryche, did last year. There has been a challenge that's been put forward on the name, the logo Immortal, from Abath, from founding member Abath, for one of his enterprises. He is submitting the complaint he wants the name for himself, which has caused, of course, the other members of the band to band together, so to speak, and submit claims of their own, which now makes this going from just a kind of funny ha-ha little joke to a hot fucking mess. Great goody gumdrops. How do I react to this? I react to this very simply. Okay, so let's take a look at this rationally, I guess. What's the worst that could happen if one of these people actually get the name all for themselves? It would be their project. They could distribute the revenue how they wished. They could fund it different ways. There could be all sorts of conflict. People will eventually leave the band, or the band will split up in the different directions, or we'll get two separate entities named Immortal, either that or one named Immortal and another named something else, maybe whatever the hell Immortal backwards is, or Immortal A and Immortal B, like it's a fucking Dr. Seuss book. Who the hell knows? Now let's see what would happen if this were to turn out the way that it should. That would be if a judge looked at these people, looked at these men, and said, shut the fuck up and make a new album. It's pretty much what this should be about. It's pretty much how simple this really should be. Shut the fuck up and make a new... What the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? But it will not be that easy, principally because I think language of that nature in any courtroom is seen as wrong or something dumb, even though the court should have the high authority to say whatever the heck they please, even if it sounds ridiculous. And this is going to be something that's going to be pursued until a decision is rendered, obviously. That's not something where this is going to just stop in the middle of the process, and that's going to be that. Goody for us. So we now, after having the Queensryche issue resolved earlier this year, now potentially have another shitstorm heading our way. Or already here, really. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that Abath actually has a case, considering he is essentially the oldest member, founding member, the one man who's been there ever since the inception? Do the other members really hold a candle here? Is this something where their stake in the band should be equal, considering the successes and the different things that they've undertook together? And remember that Immortal is a band that is not necessarily had the most stable of lineups over the years. They have had periods of consistency. However, they've had other moments where it seemed a bit unclear who is going to be performing alongside Abath. And I know everybody has been already playfully calling this Battles of the Court, which it is funny. I gotta admit, it is. The situation is not, but that representation and what I hear in my head, which is what I just represented to you, is hysterical to me. But in the long run, Immortal is a great band, a band that I've seen live, that excels live, and a band that has long been overdue to release an album. All Shall Fall came out in 2009. It's now been 5 years. So this is obviously something that could really create some havoc. This is something that could easily mean the end of Immortal as we know it, in at least the version that we've seen it. Hopefully this is one where they're able to hopefully get a little bit of sense around themselves and resolve this without this becoming too much of a fucking fracas. Whenever you start to get the courts involved, Stay tuned.